Sometimes say no, say what you do, try to do, sometimes go. Just let the music come from the soul, so I know my people get so.
Your mind, hey, speak your mind. Shout out, speak your mind, hey, on your grind. Wait, when you speak your mind.
YouTube, what's poppin'? Speak Your Mind 2.0. It's your boy Seth.
It's your boy TY. It's your boy JD Sports Nation.
And we're here to talk about college football, how they're trying to postpone and cancel the motherfucking season. I'm very disappointed. All of us are very disappointed. Motherfucking reacts, I know. No, but let me just start off. First of all, the NCAA is a fucking joke.
Draymond Green said it best. We gonna play that clip for y'all in a minute.
I can make all the money off your likeness, and the moment you decide to make some money off your likeness, you can't play here anymore. You're ineligible. You're suspended. It's backward.
Yes, they are a fucking joke. Very poor at communication. Very poor at communication. And I just wish we would just find a way to come together and figure out the best course of action to have football this fall.
But there is a way, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
They just don't want to explore that.
Hey, NCAA, make a bubble.
And here's the bubble.
That's what I'm saying. You're already in the bubble.
That too.
But like to make it a bubble, quote quote, keep them at their facilities.
They kind of already do. They kind of already do that. Copping, like a lot of them, like have moved, like to their campus. They kind of live on campus.
But granted, they're taking some of the students out of campus or off the campus because just recently UNC they just told
their students to go home. But yeah, their student athletes.
Yeah, they're keeping the athletes out there.
So, sounds like we have a bubble already there.
Constantly testing.
Right. So, it sounds like you guys just don't want to pay for the testing. That's what it sounds like. Now, the Pac-12, I can somewhat understand.
Yeah, I knew that from the get-go. They weren't.
But I can't. Because if the SEC is playing in one of the most hot zone states, Florida, who just was reported today, just went over 10,000 deaths because of corona.
Well, granted, you got California and Oregon.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And Arizona, which are very hot zone states as well.
Right, but I think Florida's like right there with California.
Yeah,
like right behind them.
No doubt.
Right there.
It's like I think it's California, Florida, and Texas.
And Arizona.
But what people have to understand, those are also some. I think I just named the top 3 most populated states, meaning, of course, they're going to have the higher amount. There's more people there, but we're not here to talk about the corona, like the actual, like how it's affecting people, whatever. That's a different debate for the day. But I'm just saying, is if Florida's doing it, granted, we know the SEC has their own motive because they
thrive on football.
Basically, fuck them kids. Basically, what they
That's
say.
pretty much what it is, And then you got schools like the heavy hitters like Alabama, Clemson. They ain't about to shut down for nothing. Because look at who their head coaches are. Now, as far as the Big Ten, which our teams are respectively represented by, this is my thing with the Big Ten. You put out the schedule, the 10-game season schedule. You rearrange some games, some big-time games to get them out the way. But yet you also made another game at the end of the season just in case a game gets canceled. So you already have the plan set in stone. You come up with a protocol to make sure these kids are staying safe by getting tested 2 to 3 times a week right before the game day. And then boom. Set in stone, we were ready. Then the following week, you come out and said, there's an emergency meeting and we took a vote and we're going to cancel.
Did you see that they revised it? What? They just revised it today, and they said it's still.
They're not gonna.
They still voted no. That it won't be revised again, and I just think that's unfair.
It is
because
unfair.
I feel like, granted, the NBA is more of a company, it's more professional. But I thought that's what college was for, to groom these guys for the professional life, especially when they're playing a sport that they're going to be playing for the professional life. And I think that's the consistent issue I have with how the NCAA views student athletes, is that you only look at the student part of the major. You never look at the athlete as that also being something that can be a major.
I was about to say, they're really scared for these kids to start making a union. Honestly,
They need to.
that's the next step. Honestly,
Because I guarantee you, once the College Football Player Association kicks off, they are going to be holding on to any power they have left, because they know for a fact that's going to be the end of the NCAA ruling over these kids.
basically, you see that kids are about to make money off their likeness in
Exactly.
California.
The
so
fact that like high profile players like Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, just those top 3 quarterbacks itself, we're about to make over $1 million off their name. Come on now, y'all do that consistently with every athlete that y'all hand out scholarships to, and then if they get hurt, you're gonna take that back and make it on your own, buddy.
And I seen today that the Big Ten will be losing over $110 million.
Now, just imagine Ohio State losing money in football, because that runs pretty much all of Ohio.
Them being so good in football this last year that made the irrelevant basketball team relevant again.
honestly,
Because they attracted so many type of athletes that want to go there, and friends that's going there. You know what I mean? So it's a total package. So
it's just very disappointing right now. I was really looking forward to football season this year. You know, getting somewhat acclimated back into normalcy in this pandemic era that we're in, but I don't know. It's not looking too good right now.
Oh wait, and I just also found out too, like just speaking from like us living in Ohio fall sports, it's gonna start opening back up in the fall.
Yeah, high school fall sports are about to play. So it is kind of crazy. It is kind of like, dang, like you're letting kids play fall sports at the high school level, but you can't even let
But that shows you more and more that the NCAA is the common enemy.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
There's a reason why these kids, they're not even about. I'm telling you, now that stuff like this is happening, it's not going to just be. Why do you think a lot of these kids that think about the impact that it's going to do to these kids from now on? There's going to be a lot of kids. Mark my words. There's going to be a lot of kids whose better sport was probably football.
And they're just going to convert over to.
And they're going to convert over to basketball,
Right.
because not only is it a better chance to make more money, depending on what position you play in football. Not only is it a better position to make more money, but number 2, you have more freedom. Granted, the contracts are more confusing and what's guaranteed, and there's going to be more agents and stuff that you need to pay and whatnot. But making G League money is going to be decent.
That's a decent living. You get to the G League.
Depending on where you live or the cost of living.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty decent money. And why wouldn't you take that opportunity? And you somewhat have decent in basketball, you at least an athlete that can jump and be vertical and, can somewhat be a project and play in the G League, at least get a 10-day contract or Euro. Think about the impact. That's what they're not thinking about. They don't care about.
All they care about is money.
But this has been a consistent thing. They did the same thing. This goes all the way back to the Miami days. You know what I mean? Where they got mad that Miami was bigger than college football, that they had to change the rules.
Oh, let's not even just talk about Miami. The Fab Five.
Yeah,
A prime example.
that is You can just go down the timeline of the college athletics and just see different programs and see what their likeness is and how much money
And I
they're
hate
about
to
to
say
gross.
it, but
Bro.
what are most common with all these players that we just mentioned?
They're black.
Damn!
It's obvious, but it goes even. That's why I mentioned Miami, because I don't think a Fab Five happens without Miami.
They don't. Nah, they
Because
don't.
Miami with Miami Hurricanes you got to think
They started that back in the 80s.
they started that exactly. They started that back in the 80s. Now, granted, basketball. And granted, at that time, basketball, the faces were Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, which made the game. Granted, you have the Detroit Pistons that also played a big part in this, changing the way these athletes express themselves. But they came a little bit later on. At the time, basketball was seen as a
Smile for the camera.
right. What was it? NBA basketball. Fantastic. That's what it was.
It's fantastic.
NBA action is fantastic.
It was fantastic. Everything was just, smile for the camera, and everything was just go lucky. Like, granted, you still had some physical play. It wasn't seen so much as dirty. You didn't have these athletes really expressing themselves because not a lot of these kids saw basketball, as their opportunity. Football was. So football was the first thing to change things. At Miami,
brought in the horizon.
Right, granted,
more light to
no disrespect to the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did their thing too, but Miami put it on a bigger platform and were more consistent because no one's going to listen to you if you're not winning.
Right.
They're just going to think you out here popping. They were winning, but with their own way and expressing themselves, and they were the first ones to show the dirty stuff that the NCAA were allowing. You know what I mean? Whether it was the Michael Irvin, the cocaine cases, the stabbing incidents, stuff like that.
Paying players,
you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It had been going on. But, with too many black guys who was doing it, it was an issue.
it was too many black guys winning was the issue.
It kills me with the paying players topic, bro. Like we just got.
They're buying my jersey.
Yeah, like we just talked about. They've been paying players since the dawn of time. Since the NCAA ever began, they've been paying players, bro.
Still, it's just sad that they have to do it illegally. They're still getting hush money.
For real.
They're still doing it. What do you think these boosters and stuff that? Come on now.
What do you think a booster is?
They're meant to go to you. Hey,
you don't punish
take this
them.
money too, so you can get on the bad status.
Exactly. You only punish these kids if it becomes more of a bigger topic in the media. This stuff is going on. They're still gonna get paid.
It's called getting taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Do we even got a list the amount of athletes that got hush money, or let alone know that? Okay,
Look what's going on with Zion now. Look what's going on with Zion Williamson now. You telling me? Granted, he right up the street because we, we happen to be, our headquarters are originated in Columbus, Ohio. You telling me Justin Fields, Okuda, Chase Young? You saw what just happened to Chase Young last year.
You suspended this man for a flight that he paid back.
And dang on well, that's the only thing that got caught. You just mad that you can't find what the other hush money is. Mm-hmm. But he's still getting it. But as long as it's not a consistent topic nationally.
Reggie Bush, bro, the list continues, bro.
It continues. And it only matters with certain programs that you favor. You gonna sit up there and tell me Alabama.
Come on now, Alabama.
That whole roster,
come on now.
That whole roster's being paid.
Say what you said about Nick Saban. He done paid some high school kids. Hey, from Alabama.
He brought Tua right out of Hawaii. I'll give you this little band real quick. You already know.
Got him a ring and everything. Come on now. This ain't nothing new. We not stupid, and these athletes aren't stupid either. They see what y'all doing. It's just the fact that it had to take a whole pandemic for people to really open their eyes up and really express how they feel. And the fact that now that you cancel college football for the Big Ten and the Pac-12, it's only going to make it even more worse.
Let's just call a spade. It's a joke.
2 years ago, I saw Nick Saban doing the cubic shuffle.
Yeah.
At a recruit's house. I don't even remember that.
No,
at a cookout.
He was trying to get that recruit.
You telling me that that's all he had to do to get a recruit?
And I hate to say it, but your coach goes the extra mile to get recruits.
Let's keep it all the way at Buck, though. Let's keep it fair. Urban was too.
Did we gotta mention the Florida days?
Even in Ohio State.
Oh no, that too.
Ryan Day is too. They all are because they're not doing it to be facetious. They're doing it because these kids deserve that, man. And I know the thing that's going to be the biggest hurdle that they're going to have to go through with this paying players thing is the talent level.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have kids on there who feel that, okay, I was a 5-star prospect and I'm not getting no PT.
I should deserve this. I deserve.
You promised me this, that, and the third.
A certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm. You promised me this, that, and the third. But I think that can work itself out because then just like how businesses go, hey, if you want to leave, you go sign up. You can have something.
Other colleges will most definitely love to have you on their team. So
Joe Mixon, not Joe Mixon, but Milton.
We're not going to speak about that. So
another player, Mixon is another player that was most definitely paid though.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started on Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah.
Come on now. Baylor,
Texas.
Look at Texas in general.
Yeah.
I lived in Texas.
Allen High School. Come on now.
I've seen Allen.
I've seen the inside on YouTube.
I've been there. I've been there.
You paid all that money for that high school. Don't tell me you ain't paying nothing.
DeSoto, which is in the hood of Dallas, still getting nice equipment. Now, granted, they win it because, they got the hood niggas. But
All the schools in California. We're not even gonna talk
Oh
about
yeah, come on.
Long Beach Poly, Modern Day.
IMG.
That's in Florida.
I know that's in Florida, but still
Beverly
IMG.
Hills.
I'm just going with the thing.
all
Modern Day. Oh my goodness, Modern Day. You getting kids like you remember the baseball player Daryl Strawberry?
What school did Snoop's son go to?
Oh, Bishop Gorman, Las Vegas.
Yes.
Look at all those schools. Look at all those academies. What's the one that Maurice Jones-Drew went to? They made a whole movie about this school.
Long Beach.
De La Salle.
No.
De La Salle.
De La Salle. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So look at all those. Man, if you guys, we're going to give you some insight. Watch the movie Amateur on Netflix.
Yeah.
It breaks down about all. It don't go into detail about the NCAA, but it shows you why these kids have to choose the platform they do.
Right.
Now, granted, it's a basketball perspective, and I wish they would show a football perspective.
But you know all those academies, all those private schools, yes.
They got boosters left and right. They got boosters there when you become a freshman if you a high caliber player coming out of middle school or just well known in the sports community. They're like, hey, how you doing? So yeah, stick with me all your years of high school. We gonna get you set. So by the way, so take this up. What you do.
But hey man, we just wanted to come talk to y'all, give our feedback. You know, we are sports heads. This is a sports channel, so we have to do our due diligence.
From, I would say.
Yes. Yes, we have to give our do our due diligence and speak our mind on this topic. So don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Roll to 100, also roll to 1K, because we're also very close.
We
to
know
that
that's
point.
the big goal.
That's a major goal, but right now the short-term goal is 100. We had 12. We need 12 more. We had 88.
Big things coming.
Keep running
Big
the numbers
things coming.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Hey, Speak Your Mind 2.0. It's your boy Seth.
It's your boy T.Y.
It's your boy Jalen. Shout out to my boys. Family ties, boy. Family ties. Family ties. Split that thing, man.
And we out.
Speaking your mind, that's what I be talking about. I'm speaking my mind, my mind.